What you saying, people? It's your boy Rough Diamond here. Hope we're having a good one. Welcome back to another one. I wasn't going to make another one of these videos, but after the amount of comments you guys left on my previous videos regarding wins still not counting and what state the game is currently in, I just had to. But before I start, be sure to smash the like button, leave a comment and tap the notification bell so you don't miss out on my next one. And just quickly, I have tried to record every single glitch I've experienced, but I may not have footage for everything I'm talking about. And most of these aren't game changing, but thought they were worth mentioning anyways, as others may have experienced these. Also be sure to check out my two previous videos on wins not counting and glitches to keep up to speed. Right, so apart from hackers, which is still rife, and the countless other glitches etc, the biggest and most annoying issue we face on the Warzone has to be wins not actually counting. I've got comment after comment over the past few months about your wins not counting, and it happens to my mate Camps the DJ not so long ago where we got 2 wins in a row but they didn't show in his records but did for myself. And a few months back I made a video about 2 wins not counting for myself, but I've kind of accepted the fact that I will probably never see them on my records. But there is a small glimmer of hope. One of the comments left by you guys said if you got evidence of the win like a photo, Activision Support will add the missing wins to your record. Though another comment mentioned they contacted Activision Support but said they couldn't do anything. Another comment also said, can the owner of this video, which is me, please contact Activision Support? So you know what, especially as I have the evidence for my mate's win, I will get in contact. And this is what happened when I did. Activision Support reporting for duty. How may I help you today? Hello there, hope you're doing well. Thank you for contacting Activision Support. How may I assist you today? Good afternoon, I hope you're well. I'm not sure if you are aware, but for quite a few Warzone players, their hard-fought wins aren't being counted. It happened to me a while back, 2 wins not counting, but sadly I have no evidence. And only the other week, friends and I managed to get 2 wins in a row, but for one of our friends, the wins didn't count, but did for the rest of us. I understand, I am very sorry for the inconvenience. Unfortunately, we are unable to alter any player's stats or records in Warzone. I do apologise for the inconvenience. I would recommend your friend to clear caches right now and use a wired connection when playing. On what platform does your friend play? Xbox. Okay, thank you for clearing that up. Thank you. Please inform him to do the following troubleshooting steps below. Turn off your Xbox One. Once the indicator light on the front of your Xbox One and the console's power brick are off, unplug the power brick from the back of your console. Wait at least 30 seconds, plug the power brick back into your Xbox One and turn it on. Then remove and then add again the account on the Xbox. This should prevent it from happening again. I will let him know, thank you. Your help is much appreciated. You are very welcome, mate. Is there anything else I can help you with? No, that's everything, thank you. Alright, you are very welcome. Thank you for contacting Activision Support. Feel free to reach out to us again if you need help with anything else in the future. Have a great day, stay safe, and take care. As you can see, apart from the pretty standard advice given, they won't change stats, even if you do have evidence. Going on what was said in my comments and the amount of people this has actually happened to, maybe at the start they were rewarding wins back, but after the amount of people that have got in contact about the matter, they've decided that they will not be doing that anymore, as I guess it can be pretty time consuming. They didn't acknowledge the issue, but it was obvious they know about it. And some of you might say I didn't go hard enough at them, and you're right, I didn't. My main goal was to see if I could get the wins back, and that was it. Also, the advice they gave me was pretty sound, but anybody console savvy probably already knows this advice and does it regularly to keep their consoles running smoothly. So I would advise doing what they suggested. And before I get into the second part of this video, which I don't really enjoy making as it's pretty negative, but the more people that talk about these types of issues, the greater chance they'll get fixed. So apart from wins not counting, there are plenty of other glitches we've all experienced, some game changing and some not. But in this video, I'm only going to talk about the things the boys and I have experienced. Kills not counting is the next biggest glitch. I've noticed it in the past, but I haven't had any solid evidence. But when I was playing the other month, a friend got downed and was finished by a player. Then I came in and team wiped the guy, but didn't get rewarded the kill, but my dead teammate did. Other people have said whoever does the most damage gets rewarded the kill, but this isn't true, as I've been in countless situations where I've taken the enemy's health down to 1 shot and then a teammate has finished them off and been rewarded the kill. I also see it happen a lot after self-revives. The enemy has revived themselves and I've downed them again but didn't get the kill. There's also been situations where we have both put roughly the same amount of damage on a player but no one got rewarded the kill. Honestly, to me it feels broken. When the game first dropped, whoever fully finished the enemy got rewarded the kill. And this changed soon after, but I feel this actually broke the game and they haven't managed to fully fix it since. I've talked about this before, and maybe there's a small countdown after you put damage on someone that decides who gets the kill, but who knows. It doesn't seem to make sense, which tells me it's broken. The next big issue I've experienced in most games is weapons changing, guns vanishing, and loot disappearing. Once again, I'm not sure how much of this is intentional, but it's pretty annoying. Have you ever died and then returned to your body and there are things missing like the shiny new munitions box you just bought? You never used to see a munitions box drop after downing an enemy, but this seems to have improved over the past few weeks, but even still, things vanish for no reason. I originally thought this was intentional to promote you spending more at the shops, but as enemies drop them more regularly, it proves this was a glitch. Also, another huge glitch I'm sure you've all experienced is weapons changing their type. It can be after you've opened a loot box and a weapon will change in front of your eyes, which really slows down your gameplay. Or if you dropped a weapon on the floor, it will look like a completely different weapon type to the one you put down. Until you pick it back up again, you can then see what it actually is. This glitch is a pain in the arse, especially if you're returning to your downed body. It may seem like someone has swapped their weapons for yours, which isn't true. You just have to pick them up again to see what they actually are. It's crazy in a game as huge as Call of Duty to have a glitch like this. I've literally had to learn if a weapon looks like a certain type, it'll turn into the one I'm looking for, and so on. And also, have you seen a pile of weapons on the floor and then return to said pile of weapons and half of the stuff has just vanished? Most likely. I was only playing last night, about to pick a weapon up, dropped by a down player, and right in front of my eyes they just vanished. A lot of loot, especially weapons dropped by down players, seem to time out. Probably intentional to ensure smooth gameplay and not to clog things up, but still frustrating nevertheless. But something I like to do is keep a spare weapon on the floor nearby if holding down an area. And the amount of times it's either disappeared or morphed into a new weapon, it really throws me off and slows down gameplay. I've made a video on textures and objects at a distance not loading in properly, meaning you can see behind small objects at a distance with a variable scope, so please check it out if you haven't done so already. I saw this 2 seasons ago and nothing has been done since, and it tells me they probably can't fix it as it's a hardware issue. I've also noticed it with nearby interactable objects. There's an example where I was on the airport roof and the buy station just disappears right in front of my eyes, even though I was only a stone's throw away. But apart from things not loading in properly, I got 2 completely different graphical glitches that could get you killed. The first one was the enemy's character did a textual visual glitch which made him hard to shoot. And the second one was when I got close to Campstar DJ, my screen would completely fuzz over with another visual glitch. Both don't happen often, but still a huge glitch in my opinion and worth mentioning. I've mentioned these before, but I'm going to mention them again because they have got me killed this time. Above Quarry, in the hills, there is a certain rock formation that has an invisible wall and can stop you in your tracks and catch you off guard. I've now found it in 3 separate locations and it seems to be the same type of rock design that has the issue. So where they have copied and pasted this type of rock, you will find an invisible wall. The smoke trails that come from your player when diving down can stay with your character after you've landed, and this is still an issue. It happened to me a few times and I saw it happen to an enemy the other day. It puts you at a huge disadvantage and the whole map can see you coming from miles away. The last big issue is being kicked from a game. My mates and I get kicked at least once per game with this code appearing on screen. There is no reason or pattern to when or why it happens, apart from it seems to happen during action, like when you've just killed somebody, etc. It's really frustrating for everybody playing as they can't load back in and all of their loot has gone, and for some reason it always happens to the person that just bought the munitions box that gets kicked. Admittedly, it hasn't happened since the drop of Season 5, but it was such an issue it's still worth mentioning. But it would be nice if a player does get kicked, they drop their loot for their teammates, or allow for a player to load back in like they did in PUBG. They knew their servers weren't great, so they made it so you could load straight back in for a certain amount of time and carry on. Not ideal, but a nice alternative fix in my opinion. Next I want to talk about armor packs. Awesome and I love having them, but picking them up in a hurry isn't easy. The looting system has definitely improved since launch, but it seems items they added post-launch, like armor packs, seem to get bunched up with other items, making them very difficult to pick up. Programming loot to spread after an enemy is downed or after opening a loot box can't be easy. All Battle Royale games do it differently, but have all probably faced the same issue. Battlefield Firestorm had massive issues with loot not spreading equally, bunching up in piles, items disappearing under the map, or stuck in objects like rocks, making it very difficult to pick up. And it's no lie, Warzone has been faced with very similar issues, especially when downing an enemy or when grabbing your loadout from a box. It all gets bunched up, making it very difficult to pick up the right item, and like most of you, this has got me killed a lot. A system like PUBG's or Blackouts would be great, where all you need to do is stand over the items and press the interact button to get a full list of what's there, either by a sub-menu or a pop-up box. Sounds great and would be perfect for Warzone, but I'm sure it's too late to implement changes like that now. Next up, gas masks. Also hard to pick up off the ground, especially if you're in the gas, but that's not my main issue. And not really a glitch, but something that has got me killed plenty of times is the animation when your operator puts it on and takes it off. Yeah, a way of avoiding getting caught out by that animation is knowing the position of the gas at all times, but when all hell breaks loose, the gas's position is the least of your worries. But knowing the general public, you're better to put in a fix or a solution rather than trying to change habits. The gas mask animation is a killer, and if it was a real life situation, I wouldn't stop firing at the enemy to put my mask on, or when jumping off a building, what's more important, pulling your parachute or putting on your gas mask? I think we all know the answer. A way around it would be the player has the option to put their mask on by pressing a button instead of it being automatic, but this can also be toggled in the settings. Right, next, those bloody trophy systems. A lifesaver and something I look for in most games, but also something it seems you cannot 100% rely on. From experience, they only seem to stop 80% of explosives and seem to be less effective the longer the game has been out. They don't stop all Joker missiles, pillars or C4s, but there also doesn't seem to be any logic to what they do and don't stop. So if you guys have any ideas, please let me know in the comments. Also, the heartbeat sensor freeze glitch seems to have returned, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, the game seems to freeze for a few seconds when you first pull your heartbeat sensor out in a game, but one thing I've noticed, it only seems to happen with found heartbeat sensors and not your loadout ones. And talking about loadouts, the first free loadout we received the other day went straight through the map, making it impossible to get. And something similar happened with a munitions box in the train station as well, where I opened a loot box and it just fell through the floor. This makes me wonder how much loot we are missing out on that just instantly disappears. The last few glitches I'm going to mention aren't huge, not game breaking or anything, but simply shouldn't be in the game and are worth mentioning. The biggest issue I want to talk about is slow bloody menus. I'm not sure what it's like on PC, but on console it's so sketchy. You press a button and nothing happens, so you press it again and then you realise the game had paused for a few seconds and then catches up. This would be fine if it only happened every now and then, but it seems to happen every time you change page. Also, when trying to view operators or weapons and they don't actually load in, or they show the completely wrong item, all adds to the player's frustration. We've all experienced the mystery green unlock indicator that you can't find for love or money, and even with the new clear button, they still hang around every now and then. Also, every time there's a playlist update, the tabs in the main menu move and are different to PC. Why is this? I don't think I've ever experienced inconsistent menus like this in any Call of Duty, but as I said, it's not game breaking, just frustrating and doesn't add to the bigger picture. Also, when swapping from Plunder to Battle Royale, you initially get to choose your weapons. Also, I have noticed a fair bit on Plunder, when you're in the plane, items seem to drop from your body. Also, something that made me laugh was when completing the Intel Fractured Week 1, on one of the Intel clues they spelt the word airport wrong. They spelt it airprot. What does this tell you? Nobody had time to proofread it, or is it an Easter egg? I'll let you decide. And just throwing these out there while I'm here, when doing a most wanted, why does the person have a revive marker over them on the map? And when looking at your teammates, where they are aiming isn't exactly accurate. And now that just leaves us with all the hackers. Although it seemed to be getting better on PC, the issue seems to be getting bad again for us on console. 2 occasions in 2 days I saw hackers blatantly cheating, and as soon as it happened, it put a dampener on the game for everybody, and that's all I'm going to say about that. There are tons more glitches out there, but these are the ones I have spotted myself. Since the first video I made on glitches, most of what I mentioned had been fixed, but I'm also sad to say more have appeared in the game. So what does this all mean? Was the game released unfinished? Has COVID stopped Warzone from being the game it should be? Or is our current hardware not good enough to handle the game and hints at next gen? I think a bit of all three. I reckon they had big plans for the game but couldn't finish it in time, hence why it kept getting pushed back, and then COVID hit, so they wanted to get out as quickly as possible for obvious reasons. And just quickly, Warzone definitely wouldn't have had as many downloads from day one if it wasn't for the pandemic, and was a saving grace for a lot of us gamers in these tough times, and Activision knew this. But this meant releasing an unfinished game and probably put a stop to a lot of their future plans, as they were playing catch up with minimal reserves and while working from home. This to me is obvious. When first planning Warzone, they wanted the stadium and train station to be fully open on release so they could plan bigger and better updates. As really, in the grand scheme of things, they are pretty small changes, when you look at what other gaming studios are doing and how big of a franchise Call of Duty is. We've only just found out Season 6 and 7 has been dropped, meaning Season 5 is the last season for this current version of Warzone. And what I mean by this current version is that COD 2020, aka Call of Duty Cold War, will be taking over Warzone. The studio making Cold War is Treyarch, with help from many other studios, which isn't a bad thing, but it'll be interesting to see how much Warzone will change, but that's for another video. Coming soon. So it's not too long till COD 2020, a few weeks after the end of Season 5, which is another indicator they've struggled with everything that has happened to do what they wanted with the game, but who knows, this is all speculation. Comment if you've experienced other glitches other than what I've mentioned, and at the end of this video I'm going to screen grab all your comments from previous videos to show you the scale of the wins not counting issue. Right, that's it for this video. It's annoying I couldn't get the wins back for my mate, but you can't always get what you want, and some of you might say I didn't go hard enough at Activision, which was intentional. What would that have achieved apart from making things awkward? Like if you like, comment and sub. Don't forget to hit the little notification bell so you don't miss out my next one. I've been your boy Rough Diamond. Catch you another one soon. Laters. Get a win?
Buzzing.
Yeah, got a win.
So did we.
You both got wins. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.